So, round one for the Toronto Raptors is officially over, and they move on to face the Philadelphia 76ers on April 27th, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, with the Raptors having home court advantage. Now, there's several things uh, that I think about immediately when I think of a Sixers versus Raptors matchup. And as you can see right now, the over and under has the Raptors as the favorites, and it's at 223. But regardless of your betting odds or if you're a betting man. So when I look at these two teams, I see two mismatches that are probably bound to happen throughout the series, and that what both coaches are going to try to play around. The first one's going to be at the point guard position. Lowry and Simmons. Simmons has a 4-inch advantage, and while he can't shoot, him dishing and driving and dishing, is going to force at least two Raptors members to come and contest him, which is going to leave one man open. And most likely, if you're the 76ers, you're going to want JJ Redick to be that man that's open, or any other person that can knock down a perimeter shot, right? It just so happens that JJ Redick is one of the main guys that can do it. The second mismatch is going to be at the shooting guard position. And this isn't so much of a height issue, more so ability to play defense. JJ Redick is a complete liability on defense. So if you're Brett Brown, you're going to be trying to find a way to cover JJ Redick and make sure he's actually able to contribute offensively as well. Now, if you're the Toronto Raptors, the way you solve the mismatch at point guard is by sticking Kawhi Leonard onto Simmons, as they have done throughout the season. And if you look at the numbers throughout the season, this matchup has gone in Kawhi's favor. Simmons has not been able to do what he wants against Kawhi. Now, to be fair, though, the regular season games don't really translate exactly. Like, the results of the regular season don't translate to playoff success. Playoff basketball is a completely different thing. And these two teams have actually not played each other with their current rosters. Each time the Raptors played against the Philadelphia 76ers, it was with Jonas Valanciunas. So, like I was saying again, if you're Nick Nurse, you're going to put Kawhi onto Simmons every single time. And that leaves the question of, okay, who's Lowry guarding? My guess is they're going to stick Lowry onto JJ Redick. I personally think it's kind of, at this point, when you're making this kind of a decision, I think you have to just bite the bullet. And while Redick may be able to hit shots, I think that at least with Lowry guarding him, you can minimize Simmons' impact, which kind of enables the perimeter offense of Philadelphia to actually thrive. Because if you can disrupt that kind of drive and dish, JJ Redick ain't getting the ball. Lowry's able to rest up a little bit on the defensive end, contest shots and be more energetic. But then again, we'll find out how Nurse plans to attack the Philadelphia offense, in game one. So now, throughout the rest of the players in the matchups, we see probably Jimmy Butler is going to be guarding Siakam or Kawhi. I don't think Brett Brown is going to want to put one defender solely onto Kawhi Leonard. He's going to probably look to stagger Butler, Simmons, just a slew of defenders that they have available to try and stop his contribution. And whether or not it works, we will have to see. However, Kawhi has shown already in the first round that despite, three-man, two-man, three-man, four-man defenses storming him, he's able to, get his points. And if the Philadelphia 76ers look to swarm Kawhi and dare the other Raptors to beat them, they could be in for a nasty surprise, because the Raptors showed that in round one, they are capable without Kawhi being the main offensive, contributor to win games. So, one more thing I want to mention in terms of matchups, it's going to be the center position. And this is going to be primarily Joel Embiid and Marc Gasol, with a little bit of sprinkle of Serge Ibaka. Now, throughout the regular season, Joel Embiid, aside from I think that one game, did not play well against the Toronto Raptors. He did not play well at all. He was limited a lot in his offensive efficiency. I don't think he shot the ball particularly well. And if we look at the historic numbers between Marc Gasol and Joel Embiid, Mark is one of the few people that actually gives Joel a hard time. And Ibaka is no slouch either. So if Gasol is able to contain Embiid like he was able to with Vucevic, Philadelphia is in some serious, serious trouble. I know I said that this series, well, predicted this series would go to 6, but if Embiid is completely neutralized, this game could be done in 5. Because without Embiid, who is a decent three-point shooter, he doesn't shoot in volume, but he is an option that you do not always want to leave open. If Embiid is neutralized by Marc Gasol, which I think he can do, 76ers are going to be in for a quick series. Let's just say that. Now, if you're the 76ers, your game plan to beating the Raptors is going to be limiting Kawhi's ability to score as well as Siakam's. Throughout the series, between the Magic and the Raptors, Siakam has shown the ability to step up as the first or second option even in times where the Raptors offense has stalled. Kawhi, aside from Game 2 against the Magic, was not able to consistently put together an offensive barrage. And that's not because he wasn't able to. More so, Nurse subbed him off to rest him because he had other contributors. You take Kawhi out of the game, you can double down on Siakam, stop his spin move, and then the Raptors are in a little bit of trouble because now you're saying, okay, let's rely on Kyle Lowry, Danny Green, and Marc Gasol, who are no slouches on offense, but let's be real here. They got to be in the position. Like, they're knockdown shooters. Kyle hits his shots in transition. He might look to go aggressive against Philadelphia, but against the length of Jimmy Butler, Ben Simmons, I really don't see him getting as many opportunities as he did against the Magic. Now, you could say that the Magic are long as well, but I just think that Philadelphia will play better defense than the Orlando Magic. So overall, when I look at both these teams, each of them has a clear win condition. For the Raptors, it's suffocate Philadelphia's offense by clouding the paint and running their shooters off the three-point line. Now, this is obviously going to be very fatiguing. So if they can take out Embiid or Simmons, you take out one of those two or limit their potential, the series is won. Now, if you're Philadelphia, your win condition for this series hinges on Joel Embiid going beast mode and just fighting through all opposition and being healthy to drop maybe 30 plus a game, or for Tobias Harris or Jimmy Butler to step up and equalize Kawhi's scoring load. Because without Ben Simmons is not going to be able to shoot his jump shot. He is going to be driving, looking to dish. One person's always going to be open because of this. And if the 76ers can move the ball around fast enough, they're going to find either Redick, Butler, or Harris open. Now, I personally think it's going to come down to mainly Jimmy Butler matching Kawhi's contribution. And to an extent, if Jimmy Butler can match Kawhi's scoring output, then the 76ers win this. And when I mean match, I mean he scores as much and is as defensively sound as Kawhi. And that's a pretty tall order for Jimmy Butler to do. But I don't doubt that he can do it. It's just going to be very difficult with all the defense that's being played on him. There will be at times where Danny Green's probably going to be guarding him at stretches. I don't see Kawhi guarding him too often just because he's going to be occupied with Simmons. So yeah, for Philadelphia, a healthy Joel Embiid, and we know he's had some problems with that ankle or knee, I think, and he's going to need to be sure that he can stay healthy and rested. Now, one thing for certain though, if Joel Embiid does not play in one game, which I don't think will happen, but let's say he takes a game off, the Raptors will have to capitalize and win that game, because if they don't, they're going to lose the series. But yeah, overall, Toronto just needs to continue to suffocate the 76ers and rely on their defense to neutralize either Simmons, Embiid, or both, and just dare the other 76ers to, make up for that lack of offensive output. For the Sixers, you're going to need some big games from Jimmy Butler, Tobias Harris, and even JJ Redick to play some lick of defense, with Embiid also being able to rise above Marc Gasol. So yeah, guys, I will see you after game 1 tomorrow.